Hi, and a big welcome back to my YouTube channel. As always, thank you so much for your support, questions and likes. I really appreciate them. Please keep hitting subscribe and sharing our videos with your colleagues. In today's video, I wanted to share with you things to avoid doing on social media. I started to think about our videos and I realized that most of our videos are all about the do's, but not so much about the don'ts. So here we go. Starting with one of my biggest pet peeves: don't follow and then unfollow people. It drives me crazy. First of all, it's just rude. Second, it's a really bad practice. And most importantly, it doesn't actually work in the long run. The people you do this to will eventually notice that you've unfollowed them. They will unfollow you and they will tell their friends not to bother as well. So if you want to follow someone, do it because you actually want to, and don't do it to try and manipulate them, okay? You don't want to try and manipulate them into following you. It just doesn't work. Number 2, don't overuse hashtags on Twitter. No said to say Twitter. On Instagram, you want to be maximizing your hashtag usage, but on Twitter, please limit yourself to about 1 or 2 per tweet. At the absolute maximum, 3. It's considered really spammy to overuse hashtags on Twitter, plus it actually makes your tweets themselves less shareable and retweetable. So consider yourself told. Number 3, talking of hashtags, check them before you use them. Some hashtags can be very politically sensitive and you don't want to misuse one. Make sure you're confident that the hashtag you're about to use for your industry is relevant and the message you are sharing on it is going to be relevant to it too. Trust me, it takes 2 seconds to go and check a hashtag and can save you a huge amount of embarrassment. We actually had a client that wanted to use a pretty standard industry term for them in their tweet, and I thought, I'm just going to check that hashtag before we put it. I went and looked it up and the hashtag was filled with porn. So there you go. Anyway, moving on swiftly. Number 4, don't try and sell all the time. Of course, we absolutely need to try and talk about our products and promote how they work and all that stuff. You want to be selling, but not all the time. It's called social media. You want to be talking to your audience as much as you are trying to sell. It should be about building trust, sharing valuable content, and demonstrating your expertise. Insight first, sales later. Number 5, don't argue publicly. If someone decides to complain about your product or service, they may or may not have a just cause. Getting into an argument on your accounts only damages you and your reputation. It doesn't affect them, okay? Simply respond in a sympathetic, but not necessarily like accepting the blame way, and ask them to email you. Take it offline. I tell our clients to say something along the lines of like, I'm really sorry you feel this way. Please email us so we can try and find a resolution. See, notice the way I say, I'm sorry you feel that way. It's short, sweet, but I'm not actually accepting blame, but I'm also not diminishing their complaint either. Number 6, don't use images you just found on Google, not unless you want a hefty invoice. Photographers have a right to be reimbursed for their work. So if you simply steal images from Google, you run the risk of that photographer, quite rightly, asking you for payment, and they can, okay? Instead, find royalty-free websites and source images that are free to use commercially. I like to use Unsplash. I go on about Unsplash all the time. Please check it out. It's worth the 5 minutes. Number 7, posting when inspiration strikes. Of course, you need to feel inspired when you're creating your posts, but you need to create content in a strategic manner too, not just randomly. Make sure to dedicate time to planning what, when, and where you will post. Don't just do it when the urge strikes you. Number 8, equally, don't schedule too far in advance. Circumstances change, news breaks, things change. You don't want to sound like out of touch or insensitive to the moment. So let's say taking the coronavirus, for example. If you'd planned your content months in advance and then Corona hit, your content could sound deeply insensitive and at best just out of touch. So please plan only 1 month ahead and double check your scheduled posts on a regular basis. Number 9, don't ignore comments in your content. I've said it before and I'll say it again. It's called social media. Respond, engage, and keep a dialogue going with your audience. Don't become complacent. Number 10, don't boost posts, okay? If you're going to look at investing in advertising on Facebook, that's great, but please make sure you invest in them wisely. I like to say lazy boost gets a lazy result. So if you want to run an effective advertising campaign, avoid hitting that easy boost button and spend a little bit of time learning how to craft a proper campaign within the ads manager. Trust me, you'll get far more bangs for your bucks. Thank you so much for watching. As I said before, please make sure to hit subscribe and like We really appreciate it. Hopefully you'll get more from the series too. And share this video with anyone that you might think will benefit from hearing the big no-nos of social media. Cheers, guys.